Hey everybody, welcome back to this episode of Think Virtual. I'm reading a thing. Looking forward to, I just was reading a comment, it's standing by Betsy's parents in the thing. Looking forward to talking to Betsy Gould, with the holidays around the corner and e-commerce taking a whole new level of the way people are shopping this year. Since COVID, we're looking forward to talking to Betsy Gould, who's a stylist and a buyer at Saks, and great at what she does. And Betsy, welcome to the show. I'm looking forward to talking with you because the world of retail and shopping had been changing over the last couple of years, but specifically since COVID hit in March. The amount of e-commerce purchases and how people are buying and the buying habits, going to the local mall is just not as common today because people are nervous to leave their house. And so for somebody who is in the business of, styling people and being face-to-face with people and in the fashion industry, how have you had to pivot your business, since COVID hit? And welcome to the show. It's always great to see you, Betsy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It definitely looks different. And I pride on the level of service I provide. So while customers aren't coming in the store, I've been doing what I call taking the show on the road. And I will put stuff in my car, go to people's homes, merchandise that way. So I think just looking differently, I send thousands of pictures every single day of great merchandise that I have in the store. I'd say 90% of my business is done virtually through text and emails. I curate looks for individual clients and it's very personal. So while I'm not booking as many appointments in the store, I'm very busy. I'm constantly on my phone and going to people's homes.
Yeah. And so interesting. And how are people, I think, I wear a black t-shirt every day, but I think a lot of, but clothes is a pretty emotional, I think there's a big emotional connection when it comes to clothes and fashion and things of that nature. And so how are you finding people being able to actually connect to what you're sending them and describing it to them? Because I would imagine that from a communication standpoint, you really have to talk more about what things are and how things, would look.
I think, while I have a beautiful room full of gowns and, beautiful fancy clothes for all the events that happen this year, I've been selling a lot of designer tracksuits and more what we call COVID wear, but people still want to look fabulous and look comfortable. So I think they're still getting not to the level that they were before. So again, I probably sold 1 million Louis Vuitton tracksuits, designer sneakers and handbags and things like that. So it's just what people are buying are just different. Not that they're not shopping, they're just shopping a little bit differently.
So, and I want to talk about the holidays coming up because I think that, I'm hearing a lot and seeing a lot, like people pleading on Facebook for other people to shop locally this holiday season to help stores to not shop on Amazon or somewhere where it's not going to go back into your community. And I think that remains the same for, even though Saks is a national, international brand or store. It helps every worker that's there to shop local. And so can you speak to that for a second and why it's so important for people not to just kind of go on and pick from a website that's just so random to buy clothes and to buy things, and why they should come to Saks?
Well, I think a lot of it, and personally, I love to think long and hard about a gift. One, to your point, can go on Amazon and send a gift card or send, whatever the random item may be. But I think really putting thought into what that gift may be. And I have such great relationships with my clients. I know them, I know their families. So it's fun for me to help them select the perfect gift for their loved one or child or, sibling, whatever the case may be. So I think it is something very personal. And I, of course, appreciate clients coming to me or even buying with me online. I have my own website through Saks, so they can peruse everything that I have to offer through my site. So just, again, staying very close to home and really putting thought in finding that perfect gift.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I mean, I think we're in this kind of microwave generation where people can just click and buy and go. I mean, and Amazon of the worlds make it so easy. But thoughtfulness and gratitude is so important, especially during the holiday season, especially now during COVID, where there's many people who are struggling. And so I don't know if some people think about the brainstorming and the thought process of really finding that perfect gift. And so talk a little bit about how you strategize with people, whether it's your clients or new clients, on really identifying what that perfect gift is. And then I'll just add on to this too, because Saks is a high-end brand. And so is everything high-end and expensive, or can people find that kind of middle of the road price gift that is still really thoughtful?
So I'll kind of go back to your first question on my strategy for the holidays. I definitely have a book of all of my clients. And at the beginning of the season, which usually starts mid-October for me, I kind of go through and start the process of who bought from me last year, gift-wise, who may be a new client going to buy from me this year, and reach out to them ahead of time and say, holidays are coming up, believe it or not, here's some of my initial thoughts gift giving needs. And usually the kind of conversation starts organically there. I usually, reach out first and say, I know that so love this great handbag. And then it's, especially with the guys, it's kind of easy. I take all the work out of it for them. And then in terms of being high end, I do specialize in, high-end designer, expensive merchandise, but that doesn't mean that you can't find something that I don't sell something for everyone. We have phone chargers that are cool. We have, even a pair of sneakers doesn't have to be super expensive, but it's finding that perfect thing that the person will love. And I think that's what I love most about my job is when I make the client. So whether it's a big purchase, a little purchase, it's just they found that and that gives me such satisfaction.
I'm curious as to how you got into this. So, most people don't, a lot of people don't know about personal. I mean, is that what you call yourself, a personal shopper? And so, and have these, that know that there's ongoing relationships that you build that are, people and their likes and their dislikes and their bodies and what will look flattering on them and all the things that are really important to people and take a lot of time out of back from their day because they don't have to go and sift through everything. But I'm just curious as to how you got into this. It's such a kind of fun and exciting job.
Yes. So I've been in luxury retail for almost 15 years now. And I was in management the whole time up until the past 4 years, where I decided to make a complete career change and transition into the buying and styling, which I absolutely love. But to your point, it is all about the relationship.
Sure.
And building those relationships, maintaining them, growing my business through referrals. So it's amazing. I love it. I love being able to go to Paris and New York. Hopefully I'm allowed to soon, and pick out, this perfect items for my clients. And that's really what sparked my interest to get into this, is really being able to hand pick merchandise for my clients.
That's cool, Betsy. I have a question. The people that typically are working with you are people who have, certain expectations, I would imagine, right? And communicating in any business, right? If we just zoom out and look at any business, communicating the good, the bad, and the ugly is really, really important. And that's what makes a successful manager. I work with managers all the time, and it's not so much what you say, but how you say it and how you interact. And and how you deal with disgruntled people as well. And so for you, your clients are your kind of the people in a sense, in this case, you manage in a way. And so how do you deal with conflict in your business when, it's just, something that you've done or sold someone is something that maybe they don't like, or because we're talking typically high ticket items here. And so I would imagine that the conversations are still as high level as they are in any business.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Not every customer is 100% satisfied all the time, but it is my job to make them happy no matter what, because I don't care what anyone says. Customers always, we know that.
Yeah.
I will do anything I can to correct or rectify something if the customer's not happy. It happens. It doesn't happen often, and I pride myself on that. But when it does, I will bend over backwards to make it right.
Yeah. So I think that it's interesting on how all companies during COVID have had to shift and pivot. To watch companies be super innovative and figure out how to work in today's world has been really, it's been one of the exciting things to watch and see who's really doing something different. I wanted to know, because obviously you're in the shopping space, you're in the mall, how has one Saks kind of pivoted themselves? And two, have you seen any other brands, either in Saks or in the mall or wherever you are, that have really done something different to try to accommodate customers?
So I'm doing a lot of this, Zooming clients, while I go to New York and Paris, able to stream shows with clients. I was able to do a Prada show with my client sitting next to me, social distance with the team out of New York. We're doing a lot of experiences for clients just virtually. So that's definitely looked, very different, but it's still a way to engage our clients, provide them with an amazing experience that they can't get through other retailers. So I think we're all trying to navigate different ways to elevate clients. So that's been something that's been very helpful for my business, and I know the business of Saks Fifth Avenue overall.
Yeah. I'm curious how COVID will change things moving forward, right? So there's many talks right now about, the vaccines and rolling them out towards the end of this year, 2020, rolling out in 2021. And I think one of the things people are finding, not only probably in your business, but in all businesses, is how much time they can save by not doing certain things that maybe they used to do. And so, what will, and if you look at brands, just like, for example, like BMW, they recognize that a lot of people do research before they even walk in. So it's not so much about selling them the car, as it is about selling them the ultimate driving experience. And so what does the experience look like post-vaccine when we're all out and about? Are we still going to be seeing a lot of virtual things for people who, have filled their time with other things and don't want to fill their time with other things? Like, what is that going to look like, do you think?
I think for me and my business and what I do, I think people are going to be so excited to get back into the store and have that amazing shopping experience. The customers that I have had in the last month or so excited to be here, and this is their big outing and buy something to wear when they're able to go somewhere. So I do think some people that are less comfortable with being out in public will still do virtual events. Specifically for what I do, I'm really excited because people are going to be gung-ho excited to come back into my room at Saks Fifth Avenue and have that amazing experience.
Yeah.
So John, did you tell me, I thought that you mentioned to me that, Betsy, did you just recently, before the second kind of tightening and restricting of Michigan's laws, that you had a trunk show at the Townsend? Is that something, was that, John, did you tell me? Did you? Yeah. So, and was that new to you, like to kind of figure out, to go, like you said, you're going on the road a little bit, taking things Was that a new experience for you? Were you doing it to accommodate in a way that was different than what you normally do?
Yes. So every year we have a big jewelry dinner with, our top clients at a restaurant where we're all at this big long table and it's elaborate, but we're all sitting close and engaging and trying jewelry. So we wanted to do an amazing experience for our clients, but obviously follow the guidelines where we had to social distance. So we rented 3 different suites at the Townsend Hotel and hosted jewelry vendors and just booked private hour-long appointments so that the guests would interact with me, just the vendor from the jewelry. It was very private, very socially distant, and they were able to have a great luxurious experience, just, not with 50 other people at their table. And it was very successful. A portion of the sales went to local charity. So I think people were excited to get out. It was something to do, a fun event. You got to see beautiful jewelry, and it was a great cause. So events like that are something that we're doing a little bit differently than we had in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was really a great idea, and taking it and still giving people. Actually, it probably felt a little bit more exclusive to a lot of people than the dinner. So, I think also it's just a good reminder that a lot of companies and people are doing things differently that may stick for the long run because they realize that the experience is actually better. And oftentimes, I think, and I'm just talking to the business owners out there, I think we get so caught up in what we're just used to doing day in and day out, and you get busy working in the day-to-day of your business that like this forced everybody to think differently, and a lot of those things are shifts that are really working. And so who knows if you'll do that again next year, God willing that we have a vaccine and people are out and about. But I love the thinking there.
Yeah, I think it made everyone feel very special.
Sure.
Them. So I think it's something we will definitely do going forward, and just events like Townsend.
Sure.
Yeah. Betsy, I want to talk a little bit more about shopping local, because I love what Jamie brought up and what you were talking about. You're at Saks, which is in Troy, Michigan, part of Somerset Mall, and there are so many local vendors at the mall. And right now, as we sit here November 24th, we're at a kind of, I think, a week and a half into our 3-week kind of stay at home, where maybe a lot of people aren't, venturing out, but this will rise. And then how do we, what are your thoughts on how to get people back just into the mall, shopping locally, and taking that extra time and promoting kind of that outing versus just buying on Amazon or shopping online, which is, it's just so easy right now. But how are you, because if someone's at the mall, whether they're at Saks going to other places or other places ending up at Saks, you all kind of have to work together. So what are your thoughts on just getting people inside those walls?
I think first of all, you need to create a sense of safety, that clients feel safe coming into the mall, that it's clean, it's a safe environment. But also I think the level of service. Are you buying a dress online, is it going to fit? Do we know, you buy and return, but coming to Saks Avenue specifically, and specifically with myself, I like to have a fun experience, in my room. You're coming, interact, engage. It's my favorite thing to do, shopping with my mom. It wasn't about the stuff, about the experience of, going out, seeing all these beautiful things, feeling, touching, trying on. So, at Saks, we do pride ourselves on amazing service, making sure we have just the best experience possible, whether it's coming in and having a glass of champagne while you try on shoes. You can't do that, or you can't do that at home, but I don't think it's nearly as. So I just think, again, going back to the service piece is really what is going to get back in our doors.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Customer service, follow up, attentiveness, accessibility, all of that. Customer centric is so right. All right, you ready for our speed round, Betsy?
Speed round. Okay, let's do it.
What is one piece of advice that you would give somebody graduating college today?
One piece of advice. Just do it. Take it, go for it.
Yeah.
Just
I love that you kept it with the theme of the, you kept it retail. So good for you.
Yeah, that was very strategic of you,
Very
Betsy.
clever, Betsy. Very clever. My question, favorite designer and why?
Probably Chanel, just because it's timeless, classic, elegant, beautiful.
Okay, good. And then best piece of wisdom. Hold on, I want to just do this. Best piece of wisdom that your parents ever gave you.
Do the right thing, do the best you can, and treat others as you want to be treated.
I love it. I love it. Betsy, tell everybody who your ideal clients are and how they can get a hold of you, connect with you, all that other great stuff.
I love all my clients. They're absolutely amazing. I thank them for their amazing support. Everyone can shop with me virtually at storesstacks.com/Betsy G. They can text me all hours of the night, as a lot of them do, and I don't mind it. And you can come visit me at Saks and the personal styling room on the second floor, all the way in the back. And I'm always here welcoming new clients.
It's great. Well, Betsy, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. I know you have had to pivot your business, and it sounds like you've done it in an incredible way that has maintained the integrity of the experience, raised the level of experience, and really provided a service for people that makes them feel the same, as close as they possibly could as being live with you. How things have changed virtually in your world have been incredible, and I think it will continue to change. But what you've done to kind of grab a hold of that, to be available virtual and live, has been great. So congratulations on everything you do and how you're doing. And I'll let Jamie close us out.
I just wanted to thank you for being here. I hope to one day have the Betsy Gould experience myself. I've heard about the back room. I have not been. So I have not done that yet, but one day soon. And I just wanted to plead with everybody who's watching to shop locally this holiday season. Make sure that you are taking care of the businesses and the people that work in the stores around. So thank you for being on, Betsy. It was great talking to you.
John, thank you.